everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Taylor Neely Show. Taylor Neely Show, it's Taylor Neely Show. Got to tighten this up, tighten this arm. I bought this friggin' podcast arm. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $7,500, which, you know, to a man like me, a man with gold bullion coming out of his pockets, gold bullion in the bank. Gold bullion, not good, not tasty, not like chicken bouillon, not like chicken bouillon cubes. That's a much tastier thing. And I like tasty things. I don't like things that taste bad. That's what you probably know about me is I like things that taste good to me, taste good to that go in my belly, and the tongue in my belly is like, that was, you know what? We got the signals from the tongue that was going to be good. And then when it came down here, we got what we were anticipating. And so thank you, Taylor, for feeding us sustenance, feeding us nutrients, getting us what we needed. What we needed was vitamins, minerals, nutrients, chemicals, binding agents, all of the above. I'm going to turn the fan back on real quick. I thought the fan was making noise, but if you can hear in the background, you hear those noises? That is my dishwasher's going. I didn't time it right. I had to get a podcast in. You know, I scrambled. I was scrambling and scrambling, just like eggs for a guest. Last minute, couldn't get one. Couldn't find somebody. You know, I had a lot of people possibly on the books. And, you know, sometimes the books get cooked, and this time the books were cooked a little too much. The books were burnt. And sometimes that's just the price you got to pay. Sorry, someone messaged me. It's going to be a... You know, I just really do. Okay, we're back. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Good to be here. I always love being here. I love doing Taylor Neely Show. I love doing it. It's enjoyable. It's a good time. It's fun for me. It's fun for you. Fun for the whole family. Invite your family. Sit them down. Get the dog. Tell them, dog, this is English, but you've heard me speak to you enough times in your doggy life that you should by now have a basic understanding of what all these sounds and phrases mean. Dogs are smart enough to understand, like, they know, like, they don't know, like, if you say apple, they don't picture an apple, but they can, like, if there's an apple in the room, or maybe there's an apple even in another room, and you tell the dog, which one's the apple? The dog will put his paw on the apple. I know that's true. And if you teach them ahead of time, not like right then and there, a dog is not good at guessing. I don't think dogs understand what guessing is. But I bet you can train a dog enough to go into it. If you're like, go get the apple, and the dog will run into the room and come back with an apple. Probably take a crunch out of it. Dogs love taking crunches. Dogs love taking little bites. Dogs are food motivated till the day they die. That's not even like a secret I'm letting you guys know about dogs. It's not a fun fact about dogs that they love food. They love food so much, and that's what I like about. That's what I relate to dogs on, honestly, is food and what they like to eat, what they like to stuff down into their little gullets. Because, you know, all the time we're thinking about, like, what do I want for dinner? What do I want for dessert? What am I craving right now? And, you know, and throughout human history, we haven't had that luxury for very long. We haven't had the luxury to plan our meals, get excited about, plate of spaghetti. I'm going to go to this nice Italian restaurant. They're known for their cacio de pepe, little black truffle shavings on top. No, not for... That's only been a luxury for like 15 years. Before that, it was canned stuff, dry, undercooked noodles, because boiling water technology hasn't been around for that long. The ability to boil water all the way has only been around for so long. Before that, they were cooking pasta over fire in water. They were barely getting it hot. They kind of just would leave the noodles to soak in water, like in a bath. People were known in the past to bathe in a bath alongside noodles. Hard noodles. Now, why do noodles get hard? I don't know this. I'm not keen on why noodles are at the store why they're hard, which is good because you can store them for a long, long time. But what? So do they cook them ahead of time, or I don't know this. See, this is why having a guest is good because we can really talk this out, flesh it out. But today you're getting Taylor Neely in and of himself. Taylor Neely by himself today. Taylor Neely all by his lonesome. Taylor Neely on his own for once. Taylor Neely without bumpers. Taylor Neely without someone to riff and raff with. Taylor Neely's going to riff himself out of his own pants tonight. That's what you get. And, that's where the show started, so you can't lose sight of where you started, Taylor. You can't lose sight of where you came from, which was a modest upbringing in the podcast realm and Atlanta, Georgia, where it all started. And now we're in Austin, Texas, where, things are different. Things are the same, but things are different, Going through what's going on in my life. I started talking to this girl, and it seemed like it was going good, and then out of nowhere, it seems like her feelings have changed for me. And if you're an avid listener of this show, if you've been listening for a while, I've been through this before with a girl, and it sucks. It's not a fun feeling. This one's not as intense because I don't know. What the heck? Don't do that. Sorry, shit's moving. There's a ghost here. We've only kissed on the lips and stuff, and that's fun and all, but I think sex does complicate stuff. But we connected really strongly, emotional. We just connected right away, and it seemed like maybe things were moving a little too fast. I just got out of a relationship. She just got out of a relationship. Maybe she just wanted to slow down. So I'm going to pull back and but that feels like playing games, and I don't like playing games. That feels disingenuous to who I am, even though I grew up playing football, wrestling, baseball. I grew up playing games. I know about games. You can look me in the eyes and say, Taylor, do you know about games? Yes, I know about games. I'm not a stranger to games. But there's games like ball games, golf, football, billiards, polo with the horse. Reverse, you're on a giant polo ball hitting a horse with a big mallet. That's what I want. I want to switch it up. The old switcheroo. That's what, but I don't like feeling like I'm playing games. I don't like feeling like I'm being toyed with. I don't like my emotions feeling like, I don't like this feeling I get. I've had it 3, 4, 5, multitude of times now where I feel it in my stomach, right here in my gut is where I feel it. It's like a physical manifestation of anxiety, and it doesn't feel good. It feels like someone's hurting me, and I get very distracted, and I can't focus on the things I want to do. And I've also had kind of a cold lately, and I hate that feeling also. That's not fun. Having a cold is the worst. I went to Ohio over the weekend, and I got to Ohio, and I woke up today is Thursday. I flew there a little under a week ago, last Friday. And Saturday, I woke up with just kind of a sore throat. And the whole time I was there, just kind of a sore throat. Maybe I've got COVID. But your boy's had COVID, could be upwards of 17 times now. I've had it, I know for sure, twice. But I could have had it more. I'm not testing myself. There's no point in testing yourself now. Remember COVID? Remember that? And now it's just, no one talks about it anymore. It's a common cold. A common cold that shut down the world it wasn't a common cold at one point. And who cares anymore about COVID-19? No one gives a dang. It doesn't even matter. Because now we're just back to regular life. Elections coming up. That's fun. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, right down the pipe. I sent in my mail-in ballot. I did. I voted in Georgia. That's where I have to vote. Because, it doesn't matter. I'm registered to vote in Georgia. It doesn't matter I don't know if that disqualifies my vote. My vote doesn't even matter that much. It does actually. What the damn heck? I'm trying to get this thing right on this table. It's just cheap stuff. Is cheap. I don't have a lot of money. I'm the brokest I've ever been right now. That's okay. I made some money today. I've got work tomorrow. It's all good. I've got credit. Collections are calling me. But it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be far worse. I could have gotten horribly disfigured in an accident. I could have gotten horribly messed up in a in some kind of awful accident. I rode on a Lime scooter recently. That is one of the most dangerous things I think people do on a daily basis in this city and cities all over this great country of ours, is riding a Lime scooter that goes like 20 miles per hour. If you were to wipe out on one of those things, you could get permanently screwed up. Your body could get horribly physically screwed up for quite some time, and you would be on the road to recovery for a while. Now, luckily, I've never fallen, but I've ridden on one drunk before. I've ridden on one inebriated. Please don't give me a DUI. Can you get a postpartum DUI? But I never wear a helmet. You should, but nobody's going to wear a helmet on those. You're not going to get the general public to walk around with a helmet in the off chance that they ride a Lime scooter or a Bird. Any of the electric scooters that are around, Bird, Lime. There's some other ones. I don't know what brands they are. I don't know. I'm not a brand bitch. I'm not a brand diva. I'm not a brand a guy that likes one brand. That's not me. No, I am Taylor Neely. Man about town. Man, Austin, Texas is going good. I'm enjoying it. Things are good. This little cold is messing me up. This girl stuff is messing with my emotions, but not as bad as the last time. When man, it's just like I'm messed up, I think. I don't know how to handle my emotions around girls. I really get distracted, and I think I'm handling this okay. Here's what you can let me know. Anyone out there, tell me if I'm being an idiot. Tell me if I'm playing games. I'm not trying to play games. I just got out of a relationship, and it just like what I'm feeling right now is I don't want to feel the way I'm feeling around this. And it's just like we connected really good up top, and there was like 3-4 days in a row where we would hang out late night for a second, and then I would drop her off and whatever, talk, really good conversations. And then I went to Ohio, and then she started texting me differently. Is texting differently? I get a vibe from texting. Okay, I'm sorry if that's weird. That's just the modern age we live in where you can get a vibe from texting, at least for me. But the vibe changed over texting. And ever since I got back, it hasn't felt the same. And I'm in a place of like, do I bring this up to her, or do I kind of just let sleeping pigs lie? And not mess it up and just kind of maybe she's pulling back because she felt like it was moving too fast, which it could have been. I had that thought, and maybe she's pulling back, and I just give her space and let her approach me. Or then if I do that, then is she like, oh, he's not interested in me? Maybe she's not even thinking these things at all. I don't know, but this is what's been going through my head, and because I do have a crush on her, I like her, but I don't feel like going through these intense emotions that I feel in my head, and I get a physical reaction to these emotions. I can't handle it right now. I don't want to handle it right now. I don't want to deal with these emotions. They distract me from what I'm doing, and I don't like being distracted from what I'm doing, because what am I doing? I'm trying to fulfill the philosophy of silliness. I'm trying to fulfill the orders of the great silly man on high, who has bestowed upon me a gift of silliness, which I am to persuade the people to instruct their minds to wrap around this idea and feeling and philosophy and general disposition of silliness. That is my order in life right now, is to be the silly goose, be a silly Billy, be a little man that's what I like doing, is being silly, telling silly jokes. Here's a new one for you. It's so dumb. It's not even funny, but I think it's funny. I was just in Ohio recently, which is in the Midwest. The Midwest, what about the Midwest? You know what I'm saying? And it's not that funny. It's just funny to me. Switching Midwest to Midbreast. Funny. Silly. It's silly. I was talking to my friend yesterday about, he's like, being silly is vulnerable. And sure it is. But being silly is all I know how to do. And you know, I'm at a place in my life where I'm confident in the fact that I can be silly. Excuse me. Sometimes audiences don't want that, though. Sometimes audiences don't really want silly. They want straightforward jokes. But some people just aren't on the same wavelength of me as far as being silly goes, and that's okay. I don't require that out of anybody. But I do actually, I do somewhat, not require it, but it is a big green flag if a girl is silly. And this girl that I'm talking to, maybe not anymore, maybe it's done. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But she gets being silly. She's not a comic, but she's a bartender in the comedy sphere, and that's how we met and all that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Girl troubles are girl troubles. I have them. I always seem to. It's just, am I destined to just not be alone forever? But because I get my last relationship, I got what I wanted, and things were going good. Long distance is really hard and really impossible. And I think she hates me. She blocked me on Venmo. And that's okay. She's allowed to not like me. She's allowed to be mad at me. She's allowed to feel however she wants about me. I clearly made mistakes, I guess. I don't know. And that's not really for me to share on this podcast, I don't think. I don't think it's important for me to share on this podcast. It ended the way it did. And now we're on to new horizons. We're in a new boat, seeing new horizons, seeing an island on the horizon. Is an island, a little island. Land ho! The little guy in the crow's nest says, and we're like, oh my God, it's a new land. And by land, it's a girl's sexy body. It's a sexy new lady I'm giving a kiss to. I don't know. I just, I think I am, because I'm a drug addict, I think I get addicted to the feeling of something new. Something new is exciting. A new girl comes into my life. It's so exciting to. Oh, that's so exciting. So when it was so exciting at first, and then now it's just, it's a different vibe. It kind of hurts because I feel a little betrayed. I feel like I was vulnerable and open to this person, and all for nothing, all for naught. Maybe I just shared a moment in time with this person. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, and that's okay. That is fine. But it doesn't feel fine because what does Taylor want? Taylor doesn't even know what he wants. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be truthful with one another. Who's one another? Me, myself, and I. Right now sitting in this chair. That's who we have to be honest with. Is me, myself, and Irene. Movie starring Jim Carrey. Good movie. But we got to be honest. We got to be truthful. We got to be vulnerable with ourselves sometimes and sit ourselves down and say, what do we want? What do we want out of this? I don't even know. Do I want a relationship? Not really. Do I want to fling with someone? I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. And it's honestly, even though me and my ex-girlfriend broke up in mid-August, that was over 2 months ago, it still feels fresh. Someone told me recently that it takes the X amount of time after you break up with someone to get over it. I don't know. And I even did the breaking up, and I'm still the one that's not quite over it yet. I am almost over it, but I don't know. You share so many good moments with someone. You share your life with someone. You open yourself up. You share a piece of you with someone, and then it ends, and it's like, what the heck did we do all that for? You did it for a reason because it's fun. It's life. Someone comes into your life, and you share that moment in time and life with them, and that's good. That's beautiful. That's life. And if I could walk away with it, having learned something about myself, about how to treat others, how to be with others, how to be in a relationship, I am, there's something in AA I haven't been in a while, but I went for a long time. So I do have knowledge from that program about like your emotional intelligence is stunted from when you started drinking. And am I so unique that though, because I started drinking at 15 and a half. But it wasn't really problematic until college is when it started to be problematic. And then extremely life-threateningly problematic in the past 3 years. Whatever, been to the emergency room twice this year. Holla, frequent flyer miles at the emergency room. Visit 5 times, get the 6th visit free. Wouldn't that be something? Not in our medical system. No friggin' way. That's not possible. They wouldn't even dare. They like money too much. And I like money just as much as the rest guy. The next guy I like money just as much as. We all like money. We all need money. But right now I'm like I said, like I share with you, I have the least amount of money I've ever had. I've been scraping the bottom of the barrel for more money, and it's fine. I'm good. Things are fine. My needs are met. and we're catching up slowly, and we're going to be fine. We're going to be good. Really, at the end of the day, we're good. I have a bed to sleep in. I have an apartment to live in. I have a futon to sit on. I have podcast equipment to do my podcast. I have comedy skills to go do comedy with. I have comedy shows to go do comedy on. Life is good. Life is fine. Life is wonderful. Life is good. Life is fine. Life is wonderful. Let's say it again. Life is good. Life is fine. Life is wonderful. And I don't know. I'm happy to be back in Austin. It was nice to visit my family. And this is how this podcast goes. We jump from one thing to the other, never quite finishing up one topic, and that's okay. I think that's what you come to hear, is the undulating nature of Taylor Neely Show, the unrelenting being that is Taylor Neely Show, a living, breathing thing that starts in one place and ends in another and knows no limit to where it may stop or where it may begin. It just simply is a space and time in which ideas flow in and out. And is that bad? Is that good? There's no... my washer/dryer machine is making noise. It's done. That's what it does. It does it does something like that. It's a different song. I think it's playing Bush. As the days go by, and you I wanted to. Bush, Glycerine. Love that song. Good song. Great song. That's one of those songs I hear. God, maybe I've mentioned this before, but there's certain songs my dad would play that would come up on the radio when I was a kid, or my dad would play in the house, like, that I hear now, and it just takes me back. It gives me a feeling that other music doesn't. And I've thought about, like, I'm listening to certain Tom Petty songs, certain Beatles songs, and it gives me this nostalgic, warm feeling in my chest, in my body, that I'm like, if I hadn't listened to this when I was a kid, would I feel the same way I do now? I don't think so. I think it's a moment in time captured in my brain and body. You know, the body keeps the score. Is a book someone told me to read. My ex-girlfriend told me to read it. Not going to read it now because it makes me think of her. And if I read the book, I might rip it in half. Or rip it in half because I'm strong. I can rip books in half. I'm very strong. Books don't scare me. I'm not threatened by them. I'm not threatened by books at all. Just drinking coffee. I'm just finishing off my cup of coffee. I imagine that's okay. I imagine you're all right with me finishing off my cup of coffee right now. It would be awfully disingenuous of you to be mad for me finishing up my cup of coffee. Good. Good. Coffee's done. Coffee's done for in my belly. It's going to come out as piss later. That's the circle. That's the circle of my body. Stuff goes in, stuff comes out. Liquid goes in, piss comes out. Food, solids go in, shit comes out. That's just how it works. That's how the Lord made me. That's how whoever, the Lord, the almighty being in the sky, the universe, whatever made me. My dad's cum and my mother's ovaries, or eggs, scrambled eggs. Yum, 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 yum. Ooh, I love a scrambled egg. I love an oyster special from Waffle House. Oyster special from Waffle House. A little Tabasco on those scrambled eggs with cheese in them and some bacon, and smear those scrambled eggs on that piece of white toast, and then splash of Tabasco, and then a bite of bacon, bite of the toast with egg on it. God damn it, that's good. I love that. And what I like about All-Star Special is I can make it for myself. It's really easy to make. It's a really easy meal to make. And I like cooking. I'm a decent cook. But my aunt who lives here, my Aunt Carolyn, shout out Carolyn. Shout out Carolyn. The OG Carolyn she lives about a little bit away from me here in Texas. And she's a really good cook. You know how some people are like good cooks? I fancy myself a good cook, a decent cook. I'm okay at cooking. I can cook up a meal. I can cook up something I'm going to chow down on, and it's going to be good. But there's something about, does anyone else feel this way? You heard of this? Like I'll cook something and it'll be delicious. I'll like it. But then like stuff when someone makes something for me, it just tastes a little bit better, you know? Maybe because I didn't have to put work into it. I do like free stuff. I think we all like getting stuff for free. I think we all enjoy a little freebie in life. I think we all enjoy a little something we didn't have to pay any money for. Someone gives you for free, a gift. Sorry, I've got a little frog stuck inside me. I won't let him out. He's not allowed to leave. He's stuck down there. He's stuck down there for good. A little frog. I don't know how long a frog could survive in my belly. If I swallowed a frog, would he disintegrate? I don't know, and I don't care. So be it. If I swallowed a frog, shouldn't have been near my mouth in the first place. If you're a frog, you come near my mouth, I slurp you up. I slurp you up, swallow you down, you're in my belly, get dissolved by my stomach acid. That's just the way life goes. That's just the way things are. That's just something you need to come to accept about life, is that you're a frog and you got swallowed by me, Taylor Neely. Sometimes that's just life, the way it goes. You get swallowed by me, Taylor Neely, you go down in my belly. That's just the way it goes. You know, there's no fighting it. There's no challenging it. Don't throw a red flag out trying to challenge the ebbs and flows of life, where it's going to go. Just accept your current situation, little frog. Just accept that you're in my belly now and you're going to get dissolved by my stomach acid. Just accept it. Just come to terms with the fact that you are going to die in my belly and there's nothing you can do. I throw up a little frog. And he comes out. He's a little sword. He's mad at me. He's trying to cut me up. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, don't do that, little frog. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I was just playing my role in life, which is the guy who swallows frogs and then they come up real close to his mouth. That's just the guy I am. That's just the guy I've known to come and be, is the man who swallows frogs when they get so close to his mouth. How do we get here? How do we get to this spot we're at right now? We're not talking about anything in particular. We're not getting anywhere at all. But that's what you come to expect with the Taylor Neely Show, is mostly nonsense. And nonsense is fun. Nonsense can be fun. There's a point to it. Maybe it's a nihilistic point. Maybe it's like, none of this matters. None of this, what we're doing at the end of the day, really matters. Does it bring me happiness? Does it bring me joy? Yes, I think it does. You, the listener, does it bring you happiness? Does it bring you joy? I don't know. Some of you it does. Our numbers are slowly crawling up, at least the YouTube subscribers. Thank you for anyone who has been listening. Thank you to anyone who has been subscribing. Thank you for, being a patron of, not on Patreon. We're not at that point yet, but we're not at that point yet. But maybe someday this thing will take off into something bigger than I ever expected it to be. I don't know. But where we're at right now is it's fun and exciting. Things are exciting and fun, and we're doing comedy. We're getting booked here and there and everywhere, and it's good, but, you always want to get booked more. Am I pleased with the way things are going? Yes. Could I be more pleased? Absolutely. Things could be going better. I'm not getting everything I want, but if I got everything I wanted all at once, like I've said before, I would be smoking crack cocaine, I think. I think that's the matter of fact. I think that's the meat of the matter. So many noises going on in this apartment right now. The dishwasher, the washing and drying machine, the fan above my head, the outdoor noises of the kids throwing firecrackers at each other, trying to blow each other's fingers off. Just the noises of Austin, Texas. Just the noises of, the fall time in Texas. Fall time in Texas. Living in the South. Here's the seasons that you get living in the South. You get hot summer, hot summer, hot summer. You get a hot summer. And then it's summer until about November. And then it's fall for... It's fall until for like a week. And then it's cold. But cold in Texas is what? 60-some degrees. It doesn't get cold here, which I'm fine with. I'm done with the cold. I had cold my entire childhood growing up. And if I want cold, I'll go to Montana. If I want cold, I'll go to Antarctica. If I want cold, I'll order it on the internet. Hello, Amazon.com. Put me down for 3 colds. No. You don't, not like health colds, like temperature cold. Yeah, send me some snow. Send me the feeling of Antarctica in the mail, please. Pretty soon, that's the way things are going. You're going to be able to order feelings in the mail. Eventually, we're just going to have Neuralinks in our noggins, and we're going to be able to just click a button, and we're going to feel something. I do think that. I bet we could. That would be cool if sometime in the future you can click a button and you feel the feeling of like drugs, but you're not doing drugs. That would be cool. It simulates drugs. That would be sick, to be able to stimulate your brain in a way that is the exact feeling of drugs, but you don't have to take drugs. I think that'd be a cool, worthwhile invention. I don't know. Is there any way to do that, though, without a drawback? Are there pros and cons? Because there's some law, Sir Isaac Newton said it, or some other scientist guy said it, that like you can't have like, there's always drawbacks to something or something like that. There's always, you're not all like, you can't like energy spent is energy taken away. Energy used is energy taken away. And you have to replenish that energy with what? Vitamins, minerals, chemicals, microplastics, microtransactions, other stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I don't. I have no idea. I will say this: it is good to be here. It is good to be back on Taylor and Ely Show. This will be uploaded. It's Thursday, October 24th right now. Election is coming up. There might be riots in the streets. Texas is, I don't think we have to worry about that here in Texas, although Austin is pretty liberal. It's a pretty blue place in a very red state. Texas will go for Trump. I don't know who's going to win. I think Trump will probably win, but also Kamala Harris could win. I don't know if I said it right, because I forgot there's people say it different ways, and some people get pissed about it, and some people get right about it. I'm not trying to say her name wrong. Kamala. There's two different ways. Kamala. Let's figure it out right now, because I was thinking last night. And some people say it wrong on purpose. How to pronounce Kamala. Here we go. Here it is.
She's a U.S. Senator now running to be vice president, but some people still don't know how to say her first name.
Let's see. Wow. Let's see.
It's not Kamala. Not Kamala.
It's Kamala. Yep. Okay. Got it right. And I hope that doesn't get us striked up. I hope that doesn't get the video all striked up because I used a soundbite for a second. I don't think it will. Kamala Harris. And I should know how to say that by now because she's going to be our next president. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whoever wins, it doesn't matter. I'm not overly political these days. I have my viewpoints. I have who I voted for, but it's exhausting. It's almost over. Because I was thinking about this today. It's like, wow, we have a pretty gigantic election going on. It's going to happen, coming up. But when I'm out in the world, people aren't acting like it's going to happen. So maybe other people are like, I think some people, it's not that they don't care. They just don't. There's no reason to bring it into every aspect of your life. That is a true fact. There's no reason to bring it into every aspect of your life because that's a lot of work unless it's your job. But it's not my job. What's my job? Right now, my job is I'm still a handyman. Mounting TVs. Got a TV mounting job. They're still mounting TVs. It's coming up. It's a little slower than anticipated, but it's still a job. I'm painting. I've got a little restoring some art project going on, which I didn't expect to be restoring art, but this client, a new client of mine, he's a Buddhist, and he has this piece of art. It's some of their like protectors are penises. So I have this like wood penis I'm restoring. It's over there. I would grab it. I don't know, but YouTube might take it down because YouTube is thinks of the kids, which is good. You always got to think of the kids. Always keep the kids in mind. Always keep the kids top of mind, top of the brain, front of the brain, front of just whatever. After this, I'm gonna probably go do some go out, see what everyone's doing. Oh, I'm tired. I've had kind of a cold, and I took a nap today. I took a nap, and I've just felt run down for almost a week now, which is crazy. Maybe I do have COVID. Maybe I do. I was thinking that today. Maybe I do have COVID, and that's fine if I do. But I mean, I don't want it. But I just, oh man, I took like a hour and a half nap, and I like to imagine while I took that hour and a half nap, my body was just fighting off whatever's going on inside of me. My body was just giving it to whatever my body's fighting. It was really just the fisticuffs were flying, fists were flying, teeth were being busted out, black eyes were given. I like to think my body fights for me. It fights for the people of Taylor Neely, the Republic of Taylor Neely, which is inside of him, Osmosis Jones style. I just got hit with a wave of sleepiness, but we will power on. We will power through. It's the power hour time of the podcast. You know, it's been fun here It's been fun here in Austin having different guests on the show. The Tim Stiefler, JT Abbott episode has a decent amount of views compared to my other ones. It's the most viewed video podcast episode of all time. I don't know who watched it, but thank you for watching it. Thank you for watching it. That's good. That's great. It was fun. It was all over the place. Honestly, the beginning of it, the first hour I thought was unusable, but you know me, I don't edit podcasts. I just post them all the way. Unless like something is a problem in the episode, then I'll edit it out. But like if I said something really bad, I don't want people to know I say bad words. That's the only time I get rid of it. There's a guy in Austin, Texas that does comedy. I saw him at a show. He was like, yeah, and so I went on a date with this girl, and there was a football game on the TV, and I kept looking at the TV, and she was like, are you here for me, or are you here for the TV? He literally did comedy like that. It was bad. It's funny to watch people do comedy sometimes. It's funny to watch people do comedy the way they do it, because it's different than how I do it. And that's a nice way of saying I didn't like how he does comedy. I'm going to be honest. I didn't like him using dumb guy, bro, baby voice. He was doing like a dumb guy, bro, baby voice character, but maybe that's like his character he's working on, is dumb guy, baby. Like dumb guy, bro, baby, a baby that's joining a fraternity. And I was in a fraternity in college for 2 years, and I did a quiet quit. I slowly left because I was a piece of shit. And I used to be a piece of shit. I'm not anymore, but I used to be. Sometimes I am. I'm always capable of being a piece of shit. I've said it once. I'll say it twice. There's no excuse to be one, but if you are one, you can bounce back from a lot, you know. But you know, my big fear is ultimately my karma has built up in the negative direction. I'll never get what I want to achieve in life because I have been too much of a piece of shit, and God is punishing me. God is punishing me to a life of pursuing a dream and never being able to achieve that dream. Maybe that's what happens to me. Maybe that's what happens to me because God is mad and he's punishing me. I'm in ultimate timeout, which is just being in a limbo of maybe you'll achieve something, maybe you won't. But you can't get hung up on those things because God never said I'm in trouble. God he hasn't come to me in my dreams, in my awake life. He's never come to me and said, Taylor, you're in trouble. I'm punishing you. It's going to take a lot longer for you to achieve the things you want to achieve because you are a bad boy. And, you know, I've meant to be a bad boy. I've not meant to be a bad boy. I didn't know I was even being a bad boy. But I know at the end of the day, what am I? I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict. And that's something I will deal with for the rest of my life. My mom made a nice post. Well, someone made a post in my family about dealing with someone that's an addict. And then my mom said, when I got out of the psych ward, she posted, she didn't mention me, but she's like, I'm dealing with this right now with someone very close to me in my life. It's something that is always there, and you wish there was some kind of magic pill that could just take it away. And I fucking feel that so much. I know you wish you could take it away. I know my mom wishes she could do that. I wish I could take it away too, but maybe if it was gone, I wouldn't be who I am. I don't know. You can't think about those things because it doesn't matter. That's just a thought experiment. You know, it's very sweet. You know, when I did my podcast with Drew Q, my good friend Drew Q, I got to call him. But when I did my podcast with him, and he was like, if I could just give what I have found to you, I wish I could. You know, but that's just because people say that because they love me. And I'm losing sight of that in these past few days. I need to remember that people love me. And maybe that's why I'm thinking about it and talking about it right now, is because I know I am loved. I know I have family that loves me. And this last relapse, and I guess we'll close with this information. This last relapse going to the psych ward I've been to the emergency room twice now, but this time I went to the emergency room because I was having scary thoughts. I didn't want to kill myself, but I was in so much pain. I was going through alcohol withdrawal, and I was going through much pain. Going through so much pain that I wanted it to end, and I was like, I'm just going to put a gun to my head and kill myself. And I get closer and closer to that point every time I relapse. And it's like, there's a clear pattern of where that ends, and we don't want it to end there. It doesn't need to end there. And I'm good now, and I'm open about it. It's not as fresh, and the wound is not as fresh as it was, but it still is fresh. And maybe a girl right now in my life isn't a good idea because I only got out of the psych ward. I only stopped drinking this time a little over a month ago. But over a month. And that's good. That's great. That's awesome. But I've been here before. I've been here so many fucking times. And what needs to change? I don't know. I need to have a psychic change. And should I go back to AA? I don't know. Probably. But if I'm being honest about that, I feel like I just don't have time to, and it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. I could find time, but I'm also feeling like I'm figuring it out on my own. But what I don't like, I get scared about saying that is like, that's a big thing in AA is like, you can't do it alone. And I'm not doing it alone. I have friends I can lean on, but now that has passed, going to the psych ward, it's been over a month ago, things are back to the way they were. And it gets increasingly harder to draw on how tough that was. But maybe that's why I'm talking about it right now, so I can draw back on it, so I can take myself back to that place. How can I consistently take myself back to that place of being raw? Because I like that feeling of like, oh my God, I could have died. I was close to death, and I'm alive, and things are good. I got to be grateful for all these things in my life. I got to be grateful for my friends. I have really good friends here in Austin, Texas, and even since going to the psych ward, I have made a host of new friends. My friend Billy, my friend Carly that came on the podcast, I love those guys. My friends JT, Max, just all my different kinds of friends, different stages in their comedy careers. I have lots of different friends, and my friend Joey, he's supposed to come on the podcast, but he's being a little bitch about it. He's being a little baby bitch about it. That's okay. He gave me guff about it, and then I think he just likes fucking with me. And that's fine. That's just when people like fucking with you, it just means they like being your friend for the most part. They like fucking with you for a reason, because they like you, I guess. I don't know, but it's been nice to make friends here. It's been nice to gain friendship and relationships and people. Here's what I like about Austin over Atlanta. I will say I do feel like I'm building really meaningful connections and relationships here. I have good friends in Atlanta, but here I feel cared for a little bit more. I'm going to be honest. I feel valued more here. My comedy feels like it has a home here. In Atlanta, I did not feel that way. I felt like an outsider. I felt like I was doing something wrong. I felt like I was being stupid because certain people they were trying to guide me, and they just didn't get. Some people did. My friend Jason Halsey, he got what I was doing. He got it, and we had a talk one night about like other people in Atlanta. They just don't get it. Certain powers that be just don't quite get. They don't have quite the silly bone that I have, and that's fine. Not everyone needs to do comedy the way I do it. Not everyone needs to get what I'm trying to do, but I only know how to do comedy one way. I only know how to do it from a silly point of view, from a way that's nonsensical and silly and vulnerable in that sort of way. And I'm not trying to make a bigger point. I'm not trying to prophesize about something. I'm just trying to put a smile on people's faces. I'm just trying to give people some joy, some like an utter distraction from everything. It's not even like, there's no point. There's no point, and that is the point, and that's what I love, you know. And this podcast is very interesting because whenever I'm by myself, it isn't always funny. It gets more diatribes about what's going on in my head, and it's not funny, and sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's not, and sometimes I make myself laugh, and you know, it's a journey of words and time and space, and it's a jambalaya. It's a jambalaya of words and ideas, and you know, you come to the Daily Now Show, you're gonna get a jambalaya of words and ideas. You're gonna get jambalaya, go big old tasty jambalaya, got the shrimps in there. You got the chicken in there, you got the sausage in there, rice, and you boil it up into one big stew with the jambalaya. I'm with some jambalaya. I would love to bathe in a bathtub full of jambalaya. I would love to bathe in a bathtub full of jambalaya, maybe. My goal in life is make enough money to make a tub, and out of the faucet, it comes out jambalaya. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask from you today? If sometime in the future I make the money, I make a tub out of solid gold, out of the faucet comes jambalaya. I can both bathe in it and eat it. I can both bathe in it and eat it, cause I'm a man of principle. I'm a man about town who wants just a tub filled with jambalaya. And that's just the kind of guy I am. A guy that just sitting here in my apartment in Austin, Texas, wondering, will I ever get a tub I can fill with jambalaya? Would that be good for my skin? Would that be expensive? These are all things we have to come into account when thinking about if it's worth it to fill a tub up with jambalaya. Is it gonna make me break out? Is it gonna do what I want it to do? Who knows? I don't know. Fun episode today. That was good. I'm glad we did it. I really didn't want to do it, but then I started it, and it went okay. It went okay. I can do it. I can always do it. Big sneeze in the works. Big sneeze. I was hoping that sneeze would happen later, but sometimes it happens on the show. Sometimes Taylor has a big sneeze on the show, and it's just what is going on. So, it'll be fun one day when this podcast is. I'm gonna keep doing it. It'll be fun. I want it to take off. I would love it to take off. I would love to have a lot more people listen to it, and I would love to get to a point where I can be like, I'm gonna be here dates wise. I'm gonna be here. Maybe someday, I'm just going to keep plugging away at all this, and it's hard for me to bring up dreams and aspirations on this podcast like that, because it feels selfish, and it feels like I'm saying I'm worthy of getting to a point of success like that. I'm always worried of coming off as arrogant or egotistical or, like I think I'm something special, And I do think I'm something special. I think I have a unique way of looking at the world, but I don't want to come across as like, ooh, look how special and unique my shit is, because that's dumb. Because I think that's dumb, and that comes across as cringy, and this is just what I want to do. It's just what I want to do with my life, is make people laugh. It feels good to make people laugh. And I'm a little vain, let's be honest. I like to look good. I like to sound good. I like to be funny. I like people to like me. There's a lot of different things. There's selfish reasons and non-selfish reasons for wanting to do this. So I don't know. You don't come here. This isn't like the Tim Dillon show. This isn't like Breaking Points. I'm not going to go on any long rants about politics or stuff that makes sense. I do sometimes, but I never make a good point. I don't articulate perfectly what I'm even thinking sometimes, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best. All the time I'm trying my best. And if you don't like it, you can go listen to a different of the 1 million podcasts out there. This has been Taylor Neely Show. Another episode, another hour or so of time spent in the Taylor Neely sphere. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. No, but keep coming back if you want. Keep coming back, please. Subscribe on YouTube, please. Follow me on Instagram at Taylor Christian Neely. Anything else? I don't know. Tell your friends. Tell your family. The show isn't that vulgar. You could show it to young teens, and it can be for them too. Not in like a creepy way, but like the more the merrier in Taylor Neely land. The more the merrier. I'd like as many people as possible that enjoy this to enjoy it with friends. So I'll see you next week. I'll be here, or next time, whenever the next one comes out. This one's a little late in the week, but I try my best to get out at least once a week. You know, I'm a busy man. I have a day job. I do comedy. I do this. I do other stuff too. I can't do everything on time sometimes. Okay. Cut me some slack. Slack needs to be cut. And slack has been cut. Slack has been cut to me more times than I deserve, honestly. And that's good. That's fine. That's fun. You know, this has been the Cruising for a Bruising podcast with Taylor Neely. I love you all. Goodbye.